Here, there are a lot of things that are adapted for hurting people.
And now, just imagine if these attackers had weapons in their hands. Minsk, Independence Square, 10:37 p.m. The police hold back the rampant crowd. (10:49 p.m.) Statkevich's mobile phone rings. A Sasha calls from the Ukrainian number. He requires to take power by force.
Коля? Да, Саша, слушаю тебя. Здорово. Так а что вы там пришли уже в Кабмине? Саша, я почти тебя не слышу. Тут очень много людей возле дома правительства. Вот. В Кабмин, что вы там это... Заходи в Кабмин, садись с актерского кресла и нажимай кнопки. Слышишь, что? Заходи в Кабмин, садись с актерского кресла и нажимай кнопки. Заходить, там с шкафами забаррикадировались, и ОМОНовцы там не пробили. С этими ОМОНовцами.
10:50 p.m. There is one more trial to attack the government residence. The attackers break the remaining windows and try to get inside through the window. On the following day, they will start giving excuses in mass media, saying this happened by accident. The leaders had nothing to do with it at all. But here are some statements of ex-nominees for the president's office.
During the protest meeting in Oktyabrskaya Square, Nikolai Stavkevich, Andrei Sannikov, and Vitaly Rimashevsky called people and led them to Independence Square. Over there, they provoked disorders, and the trial to occupy the building of the government residence took place. They laid down lives of thousands of people at stake. As a nominee for the president's office, I, Yaroslav Romanchuk, condemn those calls for action which violate the peaceful nature of mass actions and events.
Я изначально и ранее на пресс-конференции говорил, я не согласился с предложениями.
I did not agree to the proposals of some people who were present there, including those of some nominees for the president's office, that it was necessary to prepare a scenario of how to use force, including of how to carry out attacks.
Я, як кандидат на посаду президента від партії БНФ,
I, as a nominee for the president's office on part of the BPF and the Party Belarusian Popular Front, have always supported peaceful protest actions. Unfortunately, there are a number of people who wanted to work up a disturbance. I repeat, unfortunately. It's a pity that it ended in beaten windows and breaking doors. We've got information that Russia's part was quite interested in this course of events in Belarus.
11 p.m. The events near the government residence turn to a banal pogrom. The police start to put everything in order. 11:15 p.m. Statkevich's phone rings. The same subscriber asks if they have managed to seize the building. Statkevich provides the full report.
Алло. Коля. Да, Саша, это тут разгон, блин. Взяли уже Кабмин или нет? Что? Кабмин взяли или нет? Взяли, разгоняют людей, подогнали этих там. Забаррикадировались, не смогли сломать, и потом подогнали. Вот, кого подогнали? Ты-то что? Извините, не могу говорить. Не, я понимаю.
After the events, the organizers of the pogrom can hardly deny their participation in it. It is impossible to deny what is evident. It is impossible to deny that they, for a month, had been calling people to come to the Ploshcha. It is impossible to deny that instead of a peaceful gathering in Oktyabrskaya Square, they led the crowd to the government residence. It is impossible to deny that the police did not provoke anyone, anyway, and by any means. It is impossible to deny that the protesters crashed everything they could find on their way. And then the last version came into existence, about provokers. The essence of the version is simple. Do not believe your eyes. The windows were broken not by the marching participants, but by the plainclothes officers of police and KGB. But this version has existed for a short time. It has existed as long as it took to find, with the help of video, all pogrom participants and to identify them. Some of them have been already identified. Have a look. This rampant man was said to be a provoker from the special forces. But actually he is Oleg Vladimirovich Fedorkevich, born in 1961, a Minsk resident. He works as a foreman at the unitary enterprise Spetsbelstroi. Oh, look at this man. It is this man who was written about as the one saying something into the microphone hidden in his sleeve, really looking as a special forces officer.
There is one of them, the one with the headphone. He's talking and then is knocking on the window softly. This proves that it was an elementary provocation.
But actually he is Vladimir Nikolaevich Homichenko, born in 1986. He came to the pogrom from Slutsk. He was invited by the activists from the BCD, Rimashevsky's party. Homichenko was chosen not by accident. Homichenko is adventurous. He was imprisoned twice. He was in prison both in Belarus and in Russia. The accusation was attempted theft. Oh, look at one more person. Look attentively. Maybe now we will see an ID of a police or a KGB officer falling from his pocket. But actually, he is Nikita Yurievich Likhovid, born in 1990, a consultant of the stock company SK Consulting, a sympathizer of Milinkevich's movement for freedom. And this man in the uniform is loudly called the hero of Ploshcha. On the oppositional websites, one can see only these videos where he tries to shame police officers. And this way, the video camera recorded a hero of Ploshcha Square. Is it possible that a son of the famous opposition journalist Alexander Klaskovsky, who had been fired from the police for drunken driving, is also a special services officer? And here's one more writer, Vasily Petrovich Parfenkov. Can he be a police lieutenant or a KGB major? No. Parfenkov is neither a major nor a lieutenant. He is a member of Nikolaev's initiative group. Parfenkov is a former criminal. He was imprisoned according to Part 2 of Article 218 of the Criminal Code of the Republic of Belarus, malicious destruction of property or its damage. And now have a look at this video, looking for provokers from the KGB, and we are finding one of the leaders of Sannikov's office. His name is Alexander Atroshenkov. He was responsible for the work with mass media, and on December the 19th, he was in the vanguard of rioters. By the way, as for the work with media, look at this woman. She is Natalia Kolyada, Nikolai Khalezin's, one of the activists from Sannikov's group, wife. The manager of Free Theater has her own opinion about the freedom of speech. Or the leader of the UCP, Anatoly Lebedko. He does not feel strange when beating journalists in the square, and he does it not once. The version about specially dressed policemen is wrecking. More than 100 rioters have been already identified. More than 40 of them have been detained. This work is still going on. Soon the rest rioters will be identified and detained. The law enforcement agencies will inform by means of mass media their real names and their places of work or studies. The pogrom initiators called themselves alternative nominees, and on December the 19th, in the evening, they demonstrated this alternative to Belarusian people. The alternative from the opposition is violence, pogroms and bloodshed. It is not a political battle, it is a trial for the state overthrow.